94.3 The Dude is very grateful to our men and women in uniform. We're proud to recognize local members of our military by turning the spotlight on them right now in our Soldier Salute.
Today on the Soldier Salute, we're speaking with Tech Sergeant retired and Purple Heart recipient, Sergeant Leonard Anderson. All right, so Sergeant, tell us about you, man.
I joined the military right out of high school, for some structure in my life, for lack of a better terms. And from there, it was kind of a wrap. I was a lifer. I was in for the long haul, the full 20, and I went on a couple of deployments to Afghanistan, and finally in 2012, they got me. I got hit walking roadside with my dog on a command at IED and threw a curveball for the rest of my life. So, here we are today trying to do positive things in the veteran community and, do as much as we can to educate and give back. 2 beautiful children, 6 and 7. My family still live here in South Carolina. Dad's down in Chester, mom's in Camden, and the rest of my family are kind of scattered throughout. But I moved back once I retired, just recently moved back and kind of getting that family root set down, if you will, from the military life of 14 years moving around, numerous times.
Sergeant, what got you fired up 16 or so years ago to join the Air Force?
It's kind of a funny story, I guess you could say. It's my whole family was in the military, really. My dad, my uncle, my cousins. So it was a very military happy family, if you will. However, it wasn't kind of shoved down our throats, if you will, you know what I mean? Once they all kind of got out, they all moved back to South Carolina, kind of like I'm doing now, where it wasn't, constant military around you. Well, wasn't exactly the best behaved kid, if you will, growing up. May have gotten into a little trouble here and there, and sure enough, not listening to my parents like a typical teenager. That's about the only avenue I had after high school, was to get some structure in my life, get some guidance. Wasn't real sure where I wanted to go, what I wanted to do. And the military was the best thing for me. I didn't know that at the time. My parents basically kicked me into the recruiter's door. But lo and behold, that was the best thing they could have ever done for me in my life. I have no regrets about what has happened, what would have happened, what could have happened. I wouldn't have changed a thing.
So, Sergeant, when you were in the military, you were a dog handler.
I was.
How did you end up, and everybody loves canines, how did you end up doing that?
To be honest with you, I had no plans of that at all in my future. I didn't really know where I was going in the military, to be honest with you. I kind of learned things as I went, and then at the same time, I wasn't very mature, so I didn't know my quote-unquote adult personality, if you will. And then once I kind of grew into that, I realized that I liked this. I was getting trained to do some pretty cool things. Went the dog route, and man, it just fit. It wasn't on purpose. I was probably the only one in the school that had no clue what I was getting into. I literally walked in blind. I had a good passion for it. I gave everything I had to it. I went outside the box a lot, learned what I needed to learn. May not have been the exact way they wanted me to do it, but I usually put out pretty good products and changed some things. So I'd like to think that I didn't really hold anything back. I left it all out there through my whole time.
All right, so Sergeant, tell me about your deployments.
Canine handlers, typically when we're deployed, depending upon whether you have a bomb or a drug dog, we have several different missions. One of our missions is to look for IEDs, these explosives that are in the ground that are going to hurt troops. The ones they hide in buildings, they could be anywhere. Just as creative as your brain could work is where they could be. Right. So my job was to go around and look for these clear avenues so soldiers could get from point A to point B to do their mission. And that's what we were doing on that day. We'd been doing it for the entire week before. We'd already found a couple IEDs in the ground, and this was supposed to be the easiest mission, but
right.
That's always the one that's the hardest, and they switched their tactics up on us.
Okay.
So rather than having a passive plate where I would set it off, basically they were watching.
Okay.
and brought us into the kill zone and set it off from there. It was all on videotape. And basically from what I was told and what I saw was, the IED went off 2-3 feet in front of me, kind of split the leash in half. Dog got shot out, wasn't hurt. I don't remember a whole lot except for a big ping. I lost 9 inches off my femoral artery. So, getting me somewhere I needed to be extremely fast was the key.
So it's July 28th, 2012. You're in Afghanistan. You're with Ozza, your dog. You're looking for IEDs. You hear a ping, and that's the last thing you want to hear. Next thing is you're in the hospital.
I was told I never lost consciousness, but like I said, I don't remember so much of it.
Right.
It was mainly just the ping. Kind of felt like I was suspended in the air for a minute, and it was black. I mean, it was lights out from there. So I woke up here and there. I think I woke up in Germany once where a buddy of mine from Korea was sitting by my bed. Talked to my wife on the phone. Once they stabilized me, pretty much I got moved to San Antonio, Texas, where I woke up and saw my family. That's about it. I mean, it was literally that black.
Sure.
Through the whole thing. I've had plenty of buddies from Afghanistan all the way back to Texas say that they spoke to me and that I was awake and I was talking to them, but it's really black. I mean, I woke up in Texas. That's really all the memory I have, other than what I got to see on, footage. And you're talking, it's probably 4 or 5 days, I think. I arrived in San Antonio August the 3rd, hit the 28th of July, so there's a week gone in my life. I don't know where it is out there, but somewhere.
So, Sergeant, you're a Purple Heart recipient, obviously. IED explosion, July 28th, 2012. You took a good portion of your left arm, your right hand. How do you rebuild? How do you wake up in the hospital and you go, well, I guess I'm not going back to Afghanistan. What do you do?
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, when you first wake up in the hospital, you got to go through your emotional roller coaster first. That's the first thing that's going to happen. I don't think there's many people out there that can say they haven't gone on the emotional roller coaster, because you're trying to think the entire time. Your entire career just got ripped out from under you. Your entire life just changed. Your loved one's life, everybody that is involved with you's life just changed because of the severe accident that you've been into. I went on the emotional roller coaster for a brief little time. Mom kind of slapped me in the face and snapped me out of it real quick, and from there it was literally I looked at every day as a little battle. I never tried to look at, what am I going to end up like? What is my future? You know what I mean? I never tried to look 20 years down the road. During that point in time, all you can do is look at the 24 hours you got to wake up to. Take life head on from there on out. And that's the best advice I can give to anybody going through anything. You just got to face it head on. At the end of the day, once you face it and you get it behind you, weight will be magically lifted off your shoulders. You just can't avoid things.
All right, Sergeant. So, we're now 6-7 years since the day. What's your life like now, man?
Not very stable yet, believe it or not. I've moved kind of all over. I was stuck in Texas for a little while, finishing out my service for a couple years. That's when I kind of got into the softball thing again, and the For the Fallen organization and giving back. I felt that there's definitely not a lot of people in my situation, meaning my injury type, that are doing a lot of the things we're doing, for sure. We do have quite a few, leg amputees, and those guys, to me, are phenomenal what they do on their legs. And then at the same time, they'll tell you, with what I got going on with my arms. We feed off each other and try to find that new chapter in your life, whatever it is, fit it all together. I finally retired, moved to here, South Carolina. I'll be getting a home here in Chapin here soon, and looking for that next career. I've gotten into woodworking a lot, really enjoy that. So it's kind of finding that next drive and passion that'll, carry you for the next lifetime. Because at the end of the day, you got to do what you love, or you're not gonna be happy.
Thanks for joining us in our Soldier Salute. This salute to our local soldiers on 94.3 The Dude is presented by Little Pigs Barbecue, serving Columbia since 1963. 94.3 The Dude is very grateful to our men and women in uniform. We're proud to recognize local members of our military by turning the spotlight on them right now in our Soldier Salute.
Today on the Soldier Salute, we're speaking with Tech Sergeant retired and Purple Heart recipient. I know there's a great big event coming up on the 27th of the month up at Oak Hills Golf Course. Tell me about that.
Yes, sir. Well, we have we've teamed up with For the Fallen, Louisville Slugger Warriors, and For the Fallen is putting on a charity golf event 27th of October at Oak Hills Golf Club in Columbia, South Carolina. We're really just trying to do a few different things with this event. We're raising money to help veterans. Like I said, For the Fallen is a very direct impact organization that gives back directly to veterans. And also, we're trying to raise money to help us continue in the things that we do on the field as Louisville Slugger Warriors. We're trying to, inspire and educate, basically, but at the same time, get our competitive edge out there and, try to take that next step in being an athlete, if you will. So we got a lot of prizes out there, a lot of great, the hole-in-one, we got the helicopter golf ball drop. We have a lot of great raffles and whatnot. And, it's a really good opportunity, especially for a lot of the guys that are going around on Fridays playing golf anywhere else to try a new golf course and help veterans at the same time.
I love it. That is it's the Oak Hills Country Club, 10/27, October 27th, the golf tournament. And we'll put links, of course, at 943thedude.com. You can go forthefallen.org as well.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us in our Soldier Salute. This salute to our local soldiers on 94.3 The Dude is presented by Little Pigs Barbecue, serving Columbia since 1963.